Hey gang, I am going to attempt to do a halo smoky eye for you. I have a vendor event, actually a big summer fest tonight that I'm really excited is going to bring in a lot of people. So I'm wearing a Senna blue tank top, of course. So why not do a blue halo look? And I honestly have never attempted these colors together. So let's get started and see what they look like. I'm going to start with Candlelight as my base, which I always do, to cancel out the blue in my eyes and give my eyes a nice even base for all my colors. And just blend it with my fingers all over my eyelids up to my brow, just to give a nice even color. My allergies have been kicked into high gear and my eyes are so itchy. Good thing for long-lasting makeup. Okay, so I'm gonna do my crease first, and I'm gonna use Mocha Java. A lot of the colors that I'm actually using in this look are pretty cool toned. I'm not one to look good in cool tones, so when I use a cool tone color like blues or pinks that doesn't have a warm base, I kind of tend to stick to a warmer crease color transition shade just to kind of warm up the look a little bit. So I'm just going to go back and forth into my crease just with a fluffy brush. Blending brush. I think this is a Sigma. Yep, E25 blending brush. And I'll try to remember to list all of the products that I use in the video. So just a warm crease. And then I go back in just with a clean brush just to blend out that harsh line. So you want the color, you just don't want like the obvious look that you have something on your eye like that. That's what gives it the smoky look. I'll do it with my other eye, obviously. Windshield wiper motion. Shadowsense shadows blend so easily. They're amazing. Okay. So for the first color, I am going to use, I think I'm going to use Granite, which is like a, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to use Granite. Hopefully I don't. So I'm not just going to do like one color. I'm going to do two different colors just to give it more of a smoky look. So the first one is just like a Granite. It's like a gray color. I'm just going to put it right on the outside here and bring it up. So there's two different types of halo looks. One type is gals just put right here and right here one color. Since I'm using 2 to 3 different colors, probably just 2 colors actually, depending on what it looks like, I tend to bring the first color up into the actual crease, and I feel like that just gives it a little bit more of a blended look, if that makes sense. So this is the color Granite. Then I'm going to go in with a blending brush and just slightly blend that in. Just keep it on the outside of your eye and don't bring it onto the middle of the lid. And just very, very lightly blend it into that Mocha Java. Now, to get this look, guys, to make it look right, you've got to blend, okay? It's a process. So, that being said, I'm going to go back in with the brush that I use, my Mocha Java, and go right above the Granite line and not blend them together, but basically just blend the line in between to where you can see the colors, see the different colors that you use, but not like a harsh transition. You want it to blend. So see how it's blending into the Mocha Java? Just do that back and forth. Perfect. The goal is to keep the middle of your lid clean. You'll probably get messy. It's totally fine. It happens. We can go back in and clean that up with either some makeup remover. I'll have to figure out exactly how I'm going to do it, or just use like a lighter type of Shadowsense. So I'm going to go do the same exact thing on this eye. Granite on the outside. Bring it right into the crease with my pencil brush. And this pencil brush is, I believe, yeah, it's just a crown. I don't know. I'm sure I got it from one of my beauty boxes that I got. It's the crown one. I honestly can't tell a difference between pencil brushes. There are a couple that actually aren't. Like this one actually isn't as dense as I'd like. So that's why I use it for, it looks like this. If I went in to use it for a smoky eye underneath, it actually makes it look a little bit sloppy if you want it more precise. So that's the crown pencil brush. Blah, 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 blah. Just lightly go back and forth, and don't bring the color up. Just stay where you put the color and blend it. Last time I did a blue smoky eye was before I joined Sensecosmetics, and I wasn't really digging how I looked in the blue. So we will see how this turns out. So there is the Granite. I'm going to go back in just again with the brush that had the Mocha Java, just to kind of blend that harsh line and darken up the Mocha Java that I brushed away, which happens when you do this type of look. Okay, so the second color, I'm going to go ahead and use, I think I'm going to use the Caribbean Blue. I think that's more royal. We'll see. And then I'm going to go right on top of part of the Granite, but not all the way out, and I'm not going to carry it into my crease. I'm just going to put it on the inside of my eye and on the outside. And then I'm going to use another blending brush. Just keep it concentrated right here. And it's up to you all how dark you want your looks to be. Like if this was a brown and black smoky eye look with warm undertones, I would be doing a lot darker, more dramatic, because that's just the colors that I can rock a little bit better. For the blue, I'm keeping a little bit more, well, you can't really be reserved with blue and silver, because I think I'm going to put a silver in the middle. But I'm being very, very, very cautious on how much I'm putting at a time. So, like you, I am learning as well with these colors. And I don't want to put too much on, because then that will just destroy what I'm actually going for. Okay, so then I'm going to go back in with the blending brush that I use for my Granite. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my left eye. You guys, just have fun with makeup. Gosh, you know, there's so many different things that you can do. And there's so many tutorials online that can teach you. That's honestly how I learned. I mean, heck, I'm a nurse. I didn't go to any type of cosmetology school, and I'm still learning. I'm not saying I'm a pro by any means. But a lot of the stuff that I get messaged about to do for like weddings and stuff, I learned all on YouTube and different tutorials on Pinterest, and just practice and patience and synergence. Just go back and forth. And you obviously want to get your eyes an even intensity, because you don't want to look funky. You have one eye that's darker than the other. Perfectamundo. Alright. So, I got that look. Now, what I want to do is intensify my crease just a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with Ebony Essence, which is just a little bit of a darker gray. I just need something a little bit more. So I'm going to take a pencil brush and just go right there. Yeah, I think that's what I needed. Perfect. Okay. Go in with my Sigma blending brush again and just blend. Don't move the brush. Stay right where you just applied that color, because you don't want it to go crazy. You just want it to blend out. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in one more time with my Mocha Java to give it more warmth again and carry the colors, blend them together. Perfect. And then with my clean blending brush again, I told you guys, it is a process. Blend that harsh line out. For my, oops, sorry, I thought I had everything together. For my brow, I'm going to use the Sandstone Shimmer. I love this Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. And just apply it to my brow. Just a little, I think this is actually a concealer brush from Real Techniques. That's one of my most favorite brush lines, is Real Techniques. They're awesome. And I'm not the best at treating my brushes with respect. They get thrown in different spots in my drawers. I don't really clean them as well as I'd like. That's why I have a ton of brushes. I just kind of move on to the next one. It's easier for me to buy more. Okay. So then in the center of my eye, I am going to put on Silver Shimmer. I think that'll be a good color. Give it a little sparkle. It's still a little cool color. Yeah, right there on the middle. Now I tend to blend with my finger when I do something like this. It gives it more of a natural look, and it kind of helps me really like go over the darker colors with my fingers, if that makes sense, rather than carry the colors across each other and blend them. I don't want to blend them together. I want to blend into them, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. This actually is turning out to be a pretty stinking cool look, I'm not gonna lie. See, step out of the box. You never know what you can create. All right, so I'm gonna pause this. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna keep on going. You guys can decide how much you wanna see, right? I'll just do my whole look. And I may end up, after I'm done with my whole face, going back in and darkening up the corners of my eyes again. So I'm just gonna clean up the outside of my eyes with some Foops remover. If you guys don't have this, you need it. It's amazing. It takes off all of our long-wearing waterproof makeup, including our Lipsense, without tugging. I just put it on a Q-tip and then just, like, I don't even have to apply pressure. I just go where I want it. You just don't want your eyeshadow to go below your lid line because then it makes you look tired. We don't got time to look tired. Okay, so nice and clean. So for my face, I am going, sorry, I didn't have all my face stuff out because I didn't think I was going to do all of this on here, but hey, might as well. So my Wrinkle Pore Minimizer. This is seriously my favorite primer because it really gets in there and minimizes those pores, and it causes the makeup, it allows the makeup to like blend a lot easier. Gives it a nice foundation for your foundation. So I just kind of make sure it's nice and set with my hands. I want more full coverage today because it's Friday. Full coverage Friday. I just like to have more coverage. So before I put my foundation on, I'm almost out of this one, medium tinted moisturizer. If you guys don't wear foundation, but you want to look coverage with the effects of our Cineplex anti-aging, get this stuff. It comes in 2 colors, light and medium, and it adapts to your actual skin tone. So the majority of people that I've sold it to they wear medium, but they range in different shades. If you want some, let me know. I got the hookups. Okay. Then for my foundation color, I have been an in-between. I was in a wedding not too long ago, and I've been putting my coconut bronzing milk on my face. So I usually am a dewy, but I'm actually in between a dewy and a tan. So I just do a pump of each. I just put it on my palette, and then I just blend with my finger, guys. Come on. I'm actually going to pause real quick because I have to go get my beauty blender wet. Hang on a second. Okay, so damn beauty blender. Now, I used to not pause my videos. I used to do some of my videos like this live, but I like to be able to edit some of them, especially if they're a little bit lengthy. But I was doing a video that I wanted to do live at one time and thought, now I'll just go ahead and record it, see how it goes. And I went to get up without pausing the video, and my towel fell down. So now I do almost all of my videos with clothes on, not a towel, and I almost always do videotapes. Because you never know what's going to happen live, folks. And you don't want to see this without clothes on. 2 kiddos have done some damage. So being in the lovely state of Missouri and in the summertime, almost summertime, we have amazing oak mites. And of course, wouldn't you know, I got my very first one 2 days ago, and this little sucker decided to bite me on my face. So I'm just gonna go in with some of our green concealer, correcting concealer, to take some of the redness out, because I am a self-admitted picker. I can't help it. And with my nails that I'm not used to really having, what I did was pretty much make it a red raw spot, which is awesome. It looks disgusting. I've been a picker since I was little. Not a good habit, ladies. Do not do it. I'm gonna let that green set just a little bit. And pick up some more foundation on the places that I want to cover. Now I use the anti-aging line of foundation because it has all of the anti-aging benefits, which why wouldn't I want that, right? It's more sheer than some would guess. It provides amazing coverage, but if you want full coverage, that's the cool thing about it, is you can actually build it, but it doesn't make your face all cakey. So I usually go back in after I do one layer of foundation, and then I pick up the extra that I have left over, because 1 puff of each color is actually quite a bit of product. You don't need that much product unless you want full coverage like me for tonight. So I go back in and pick up the rest of it on my brush and just kind of go in on my cheeks, especially when you have a friend right there. But it covered up a lot of that redness, so I'm glad. And then I don't go all the way up underneath my eyes when I have foundation, you guys, because I'll show you. I go in with a lighter foundation. If you have concealer, that's fine, but I just use our foundations because they're awesome, and they don't go into your fine lines. I use the color Porcelain, and I just do half of a pump, and I just apply it with my finger. And that will highlight my under eye. So I just go back in with that same damp beauty blender and just blend it out. And I don't go up, like I said, with my foundation, because that, you don't want to create too many layers. And when you have a couple layers of foundation, then you go back in with a 3rd layer of foundation or concealer. No matter how amazing the product is, the more layers you put on, the more chances that it's going to cake up. And you don't want to do that. You don't need to, not with these products. That just kind of brightens your under eye area. Okay. Then for my setting, our natural translucent powder, I love it. It adapts to so many different color skin tones. I unscrew the lid and then pour it out on my palette just a little bit, and then use my Real Techniques. This is a contour brush. Love Real Techniques. And just go and touch and just put it underneath my eye, just to set it. Sometimes I use our Shadowsense for under my eyes. I don't use the Candlelight because it's a little too thick for me. I do have fine lines because I'm getting older, and I'm totally fine with it. And it tends to set underneath my eyes and crease a little bit more in my lines. So I like to use foundation. Or we have our natural concealer, which is the same exact tone as our Candlelight, which everyone loves because it cancels the blue out. But it doesn't have, it's not as thick, so it does stay above if you have some more deeper lines like I do. So I'm going to go ahead and bake under my eye, not very long. just while I do the rest of my face. So I just put a little bit more of the powder on, use that damp beauty blender that I've been using, and then just go underneath and just put a layer of the powder. And that helps set your foundation also. And I just put it wherever I want a little bit more definition and control of my makeup sliding off. Okay, so while that's baking, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. And I like to use, my favorite brush is the Brow Girl brush. It's got a spoolie on the end of it, and it doesn't have one of those really, like, I call them boar bristles. They're really sharp. This is actually a really nice, soft brush. And then for my eyes, I usually use either Mocha Java or I use our Garnet Shadowsense. And just to warm up the look a little bit, since I do have some blue on my eyes, I'm actually going to use Garnet. It's a warm, rich brown with a little bit of red undertones, which matches my hair just perfectly. Eyebrows frame your face, ladies. Do not be scared to fill them in and define them and shape them. It makes such a huge difference on your face, especially in pictures. You don't gotta, it's not like you have to have a Sharpie on there. It's just to kind of cover up bare spots. I was an over plucker for years, and thankful I can now fill in my mistakes. Like, I'm talking pencil thin. But that was in style in the 90s, unfortunately. And when you pluck your hair over and over again, chances are you're going to damage the root of your hair, and then it won't grow back, which is why I have bare spots. Even if thin eyebrows came in style, I would never do it again. No way. I'd shave them before I plucked them. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and line my eyes with Onyx, our black, Shadowsense. And I want the smoky look on top, so I'm actually gonna use the actual applicator, turn it upside down because it's beveled, and actually just line the top of my eye. And I'm going to push it into my actual lash line to make my lashes look even thicker. And then I'm going to go in just with any pencil brush. Doesn't really matter if you have color on it, because black, you're obviously not going to see if there's any blue on this pencil brush. Perfect. I'm hoping I have enough time. My phone's saying I only have about 6 more minutes left on this video. Somebody needs to clean out her memory. I seriously missed 35mm cameras, I'm not even kidding. Because you had to go and develop your pictures before you could take more. Perfect. And before I do my underline, my under eye area, I'm going to wipe off this powder, which is a big, big fluffy brush. From Real Techniques, of course. It just gives it that airbrush look, which I love. Sorry. Nose is all itchy. For my contouring or bronzing, I'm going to use the color Truffle. This is actually our darkest foundation that we have, but I really like the color of it when I blend it really well. And this is obviously another Real Techniques blending brush, or I think it's called a buffing brush. Yes, I love it. You guys, I use it for so many different things. You can get the Real Techniques brushes from, gosh, Ulta, Amazon. I don't really recommend getting beauty products on Amazon because you really don't know where they're coming from, and a lot of the times it's third-party people that are trying to really take your money for products that aren't even really the right ones that you're buying. They just make it look like it. So Ulta, gosh, I think Target and Walmart carry a lot of their brushes. I do think that their selection is not as big as Ulta. So get online at Ulta or go and check out the store. There's so many amazing things in there. So I just go and blend into my cheekbone, underneath my cheekbone, I mean, just to kind of highlight or contour and bronze up my face. Good Lord, my tongue is not working today. And I am going to pause this just to finish it up to my face, and then I will get back on real quick and show you what I've done with my eyes. Okay, gang, real quick, because I'm running out of time. I'm going to apply Mocha Java with a pencil brush underneath my eye. About 2/3 of the way in, and then I'm going to apply some blue also. So I'm going to go back in with a Caribbean. You got to keep with the theme, folks. And it doesn't look as crazy if you actually make it look all blended, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to put some silver in the corner of my eyes, and then all I need to do is do 2 coats of mascara. And I am going to be ready for my first summer BlushSense event. They're coming. So hopefully we get even more. So, all right, ladies, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you want any of these products, let me know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.